All right, welcome back to our continued first look at the D&D Forgotten Realms Heroes of Faerun. Now, I had mentioned earlier that I was very interested in the factions because that was something that was distinctly lacking from the earlier books, right? Like there was a distinct lack of information. Like unless you went out of your way to go to Google or any other source, like maybe D&D Beyond or whatever it is, you had to delve in deep to find information about the various factions and countries, all these kinds of places for information about the various things, right? Like I remember one of my games, a player wanted to play as a Emerald Enclave agent, but the thing is, I didn't have a very good source of information to flesh out his character enough for it to make sense, right? So I felt bad that I couldn't give them the character story arc that they deserved. But what I am glad for is the fact that they've added so many new locations which weren't prevalent before. Places like Rashaman, Malhorand, Villon, the Villon Reach, all these places which we only hear about, or even Cormyr. Like like you see the map of Faerun, you see this massive friggin' land, but all, if not most, adventures happen in the icy north of Icewind Dale, or it's along the Sword Coast, or you're in Chult, right? Or you're on a completely different plane of existence altogether. You hardly ever go further east. So it's kind of good that they've fleshed stuff out and they're giving us details about those various places. And now we get to look at the factions, which are hopefully also fleshed out. So, oops, over that. So this is kind of cool looking at this. So we look at the factions of the realms. This is going to be a bit of a long video because there's a lot of information and we're going to go through all of it. So, prosperity, where you cannot achieve the ambitions alone, instead individuals can join individual groups called factions. Adventurers who join a faction stand to gain honors, privileges, wealth, and above all, respect. Each faction has its own vision for Faerun, and these imagined ideals are rarely fully compatible. When their goals conflict, factions form wow, I can't speak today, form rivalries. Conversely, when one faction overextends itself or becomes too strong, its rivals band together to balance the scales of power. Frequent cooperation might eventually lead to alliances, though these partnerships are rarely made official. Throughout this chapter, if a creature's name appears in bold, you'll find that creature's stat block in the monster manual. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, descriptions. So, Cult of the Dragon. The Doomsayers of the Cult of the Dragon conduct profane rituals to create Dracoliches and expedite the apocalypse. So, yeah. They want to destroy the world, which is great, I guess. Fun. Emerald Enclave. The druids and survivalists of the Emerald Enclave maintain the balance between nature and civilization. Harpers, skulls, sleuths, and spies make up the Harpers, an organization that aspires to make Faerun a peaceful home for all. The Lord's Alliance. Cities across Western Faerun have banded together as a Lord's Alliance to ensure the prosperity for their people. Order of the Gauntlet. Zealous warriors of the Order of the Gauntlet smite evil in all its forms. You could actually make them a... Okay, I should probably look at the faction information first before I make any assumptions. Purple Dragon Knights, Cormyr's elite warriors. The Purple Dragon Knights bond with Amethyst dragons, hunting evil and furthering Cormyr. Okay? Red Wizards, based out of the lands of Thay, but with enclaves all over Faerun. Red Wizards master the arcane magic and quest for ancient artifacts. Okay. The Zhentarim. In the Zhentarim, greed and pride are virtues to be celebrated. Zents wield these qualities in their pursuit of ever greater fortunes. And they have special facilities. The factions detailed in this chapter include a special facility that members of the faction can add to their bastion. Oh, interesting. I never looked at this actually. I should probably look this for myself. So, faction relationships. The faction attitudes table summarized sentiments and shared between the factions described in this chapter. Faction pairs marked with an F consider each other allies, and their members have a default attitude of friendly towards one another. Faction pairs marked with an H consider each other rivals, and members have the default attitude of hostile toward one another. Members of factions marked with an I begin with an indifferent towards one another. Exceptions might exist on an individual level. Okay. So the Cult of the Dragon to Cult of the Dragon is friendly. They're hostile towards. Okay, we're gonna go like across this, right? So Cult of the Dragon is hostile to the Enclaves, the Harpers, the Alliances, Gauntlet, Purple Dragon Knights, indifferent towards the Red Wizards, but friendly with the Zents. Enclave, I mean, yeah, again, you guys can look at this yourself. Pause the video for yourselves, I should say. But again, this allows, like, say, let's say your players are a mix of the various different factions they've chosen. This could help in roleplay. Like Red Wizards are by default, like Red Wizards, Zents, and the Cult of the Dragon are essentially most often described as quote unquote evil aligned. Like your alignment may not be evil, but your faction tends to lean towards the side of evil, right? Because the Red Wizards are run by Zastam, who is essentially a very powerful lich, and he is evil. Zastam is an evil creature. So, but there you go. You can always create some fun dynamics within the party itself. Like, let's say they choose, like, let's say you have a Emerald Enclave member, a Harper, and a Purple Dragon Knight, or whatever it is. And your fourth member is a Zent. So, looking at their various information, like they're hostile towards the Harpers, the Enclave, Lord's Alliance, and they're friendly to. But then, again, it's always, it makes it very strange. Like these people could have been indoctrinated into their faction, and they've been told that they have to hate these various factions for X amount, X reason, or whatever it is. So this is kind of nice. It fleshes out the world a bit more, so players can engage better. So it's more fun for them, and they can learn more stuff. So pretty cool. All right, let's begin. Like I said, this is going to be a long one. I had a brief look over each of these things, and they're quite large, their own sections. So let's begin with the Cult of the Dragon. So the Cult of the Dragon is a centuries-old cabal of evil mages, doomsayers, and dragon worshippers. Its members believe in the apocalyptic prophecies that center on dragons as the world's inevitable destroyers, or rarely, its saviors. To hasten the end times, cultists enact elaborate rituals to empower or summon evil dragons. Okay, that's good. Goals and activities. The plots of the Cult of the Dragon are secret, but its existence isn't. Most folk in Faerun have heard of the cult, but know only that its members revere evil dragons. The cult recruits new members in major cities where many cultists engage in legitimate business or are assigned to ordinary academic research. Only few serve as thieves, assassins, and spies. At its outset, the Cult of the Dragon primarily concerned itself with the creation and worship of Dracoliches, powerful undead dragons the cult believes will inevitably rule Faerun. Through rituals detailed in the Tome of the Dragon, more recently, however, the cult has splintered, with many within the cult committing themselves to Tiamat, the evil queen of dragons. The splinter group elevates Tiamat above other divinities and looks forward to the Dragon Queen's return, believing that she, not Dracoliches, will destroy civilization, usher in a glorious reign of dragons, and reward those who help bring about draconic rule. That's kind of cool. But yeah, like I mentioned before, like normally everyone knows that Tiamat is the final goal for the Cult of the Dragon, but clearly that's a splinter faction. But I think that's the most outspoken faction in terms of like how do you say of recognizability, right? Like again, Horde of the Dragon Queen, Rise of Tiamat, it's all about the Cult of the Dragon. So it was a fair assumption to assume that the Cult of the Dragon always wanted to bring Tiamat back into the material plane. She can destroy it and she can rule. But clearly it's a splinter faction, which I didn't know. But yeah, okay, Dracolich is cool. Yep, that's fine. Dragon theme symbolism and iconography pervade the cult's regalia. A cape or a cloak cut to resemble dragon's wings, plus clothing, jewelry, and draconic accessories, reflecting the wearer's favorite type of dragon. Masks, especially masks of dragons, are common at cult gatherings, and many cultists craft their own masks. Cultists avoid wearing this regalia in public. Anyone who knows what to look for can often pick incognito dragon cultists out of a crowd. The most recognizable tell is the sign of Tiamat, a gesture cultists who revere the Dragon Queen used to greet one another. Right hand extended, okay, palm forward, with 5 fingers spread in imitation of Tiamat's 5 heads. Oh, so okay, that's interesting. Like I know I'm doing the symbol right now. You guys can't see obviously, but that's again. This is cool. Again, it's giving flavor and things you can learn and use, which is a lot of fun. Again, it just allows you. It gives you more information about stuff you didn't have before, right? So it's kind of cool in that way. Um, but yeah, no, this is great. I like this. So far, so good. Leadership and organization. The cult has a simple hierarchical. Wow, hierarchical. Why is that so hard to say? Structure, consisting of initiates on the bottom, 4 ranks for cultists, and 1 highest rank for the wearers of purple. Oh, leaders and cult masters of particular locales. Okay. The cult is ruled by secretive wearers. Wow. The cult is ruled by secretive wearers of purple called worm speakers, a term of respect given to those whose bond with dragons is supernaturally strong. So I'm having a bit of difficulty talking today. I apologize. So, rank in the cult is based on merit and fanaticism. As raw recruits, initiates have no rank and follow the orders of their superiors. Only initiates that prove their worth can advance. A wearer of purple can promote an initiate along the track of Dragon Claw. Okay. Dragon Wing, 2nd rank. And Dragon Fang, 3rd rank. And then Dragon Soul, 4th rank. Okay. The cult operation groups. Wow. Cult operation groups vary in size, from fellow low-ranking cultists operating on their own to hundreds of cultists of various ranks under the control of multiple wearers of purple, depending on their assigned tasks. This is cool. Once again, they give you the ranks, which is kind of, again, it's just good information to have. You got Dragon Claw, so either you're an initiate, you need to become a Dragon Claw, then a Dragon Wing, then a Dragon Fang, and finally Dragon Soul. And then once you go beyond that, I guess you become a wearer of purple, I suppose. That's the next level past Dragon Soul. Kinda cool. Cells. The Cult of the Dragon consists of countless cells spread across Faerun. Each cell is led by 1 or more wearers of purple who report to the cult's worm speakers, typically via magical correspondence. Cells have their own agendas but must conform with the worm speaker's doctrine or else face expulsion from the order. Low-ranking cultists have little reason and few opportunities to interact with cultists outside of their own cell. Okay. Recruitment. The Cult of Dragon is always seeking to expand its ranks. New recruits are encouraged to bring trusted family members and friends for conversion. The next most common form of recruitment is tried and true abduction, combined with cult indoctrination. Like I mentioned before, indoctrination must be a thing. Cultists also sometimes recruit undead, fae, or other monsters. Oh, really? Okay. Cult leaders aren't opposed to hiring mercenaries for specific jobs or when the ranks are thin. The cult casts a wide net with vaguely worded flyers on job boards or shadowy brokers posted in dark tavern corners. Higher-ranking cultists then cherry-pick the most promising. That is manipulable. Manipulable? Is that how? Wow. I thought it was manipulatable. But manipulable? Okay, cool. All right. Prospects. In this way, the countless soldiers of fortune, run-of-the-mill toughs, and even seasoned adventurers have unwittingly undertaken missions for the cult. Some complete their job, none the wiser of their involvement in the cult schemes. Others discover the ruse in time to flee, and unsavory few catch on to the true nature of their work and use the opportunity to seek admission to the cult. Again, cool ways at how they do things, right? Again, so oftentimes you could just have some dude in a tavern just going, listen, I got this job for you. And most adventurers, like, yeah, fuck yeah, we need the money. We got potions to buy, we've got armor to buy, all the kind of stuff to do. We need the gold. So just do the job. But yeah, this is kind of cool how they are being sneaky. Also, this art is sick. I like this a lot. Okay, Wearers of Purple. This is a bit of a long one. Holy shit. Wearers of Purple. The Wearers of Purple stand atop the cult's hierarchy, and their word is law for the cultists in cities, strongholds, and lairs they command. They are the only members of the cult to wear purple, and most are proud to flaunt the color. The Wearers of Purple have an affinity to talking to and negotiating with dragons, the gift of worm speaking. Dozens of Wearers of Purple are spread throughout the cult of the dragon and can marshal the cult's resources at will. Only the cult's inner circle can promote a dragon soul to a Wearer of Purple. Oh, I made a good guess on that one. Granting that character a base of operations and funds. Most new Wearers of Purple have already developed a working relationship with the Dragon Cult or Draco Lich as part of their power and authority. Those who don't cultivate this relationship are sometimes demoted. Several priests of Tiamat have recently been made Wearers of Purple and are establishing temples for her open worship in Faerun. Huh, okay. Worm Speakers. 5 Wearers of Purple conduct the cult's farthest reaching plans. The members of the inner circle each wear a different colored dragon's mask that hides their true identities. They call themselves Worm Speakers. The members of the cult fear their power over dragons. What? Okay. Each Worm Speaker has an affinity for a particular color of chromatic dragon. They treat with dragons of those colors to recruit more dragons to their cause. Plan cult missions that advance its cult's plots. So yeah, so you've got the chromatic dragons, which are the white, the blue, the black, the green, and the red. These are the chromatic dragons. These are the 5 heads of Tiamat. Again, it's weird, right? Because Tiamat is the mother of dragons. She is the queen of chromatic dragons. Shouldn't they be worshipping her like bar none? Isn't she like the dragon for them? Because she is the quintessential evil dragon. All the chromatic dragons come from her. So she should be the center of this cult, but they're not. They're just literally going after those 5 chromatic dragons. Bit of a strange one, right? But yeah. Okay. I mean, Draco Liches are cool, but they're okay. Leaving the cult. Once initiated, a cultist belongs to the cult for life. Those who escape the cult spend the rest of their days fearful of every shadow and stranger. But the cult doesn't take kindly to deserters. In exceptionally rare cases, a cult member might be excommunicated yet allowed to live. The price of this mercy is never cheap. Exiled cultists must usually give up all their memories to mind-obliterating magic or commit some unspeakable act the cult can later use as blackmail if needed. Oh, that's okay. So this is the thing, right? Because it's an option for you to be a cult member. Now, like I mentioned, the cult is clearly an evil organization, right? So having this be, how do you say, a thing for a player character to choose, it can cause problems within the party itself, right? Again, like they've given you an option, like if you just run away from the cult, like things have gone too far. But you still have the indoctrination of the dragon cult, so you still have a degree of animosity towards anyone else who's not, like, let's say you have, like, the dragon cult hates the Harpers, hates the Enclave, hates the Lord's Alliance. So you might have a bit of a distrust for those specific factions, but then there's something you can do. There's some roleplay that can be done with this. But again, information is good information. Okay, so that's good. Renown rewards. Oh, that's fun. Characters gain renown within the cult of the dragon by working with dragons or by completing quests for the cult. As their renown score increases, characters gain access to various perks, as shown on the Cult of the Dragon renown table. If your campaign doesn't use renown, your DM decides if and when the characters earn these perks. Okay? So, if you have 3 renown or more, the Cult of the Dragon provides you with a poor lifestyle for free at its hideouts. Okay? +5, you You can hire a dragon, call the dragon hirelings for half the usual cost. Fun. 10. You receive the honorary rank of Dragon Claw. Oh, okay. The first time your renown score reaches 10, the cult rewards you with one random uncommon magic item. Fun. 15 plus. You receive the honorary rank of Dragon Wing. You can assign a squad of up to 6 cultists to perform any task that doesn't directly conflict with the cult's doctrine. Once you use this reward, you can't do so again until you finish a renown scoring until your renown score increases. Oh, okay. 25 plus. You receive the honorary rank of Dragon Fang. You can request aid of one cultist fanatic for a mission. Once you use this reward, you can't do so again until you finish your renown score increase. So wait, what is a cultist fanatic? Cultist fanatic. Nani? You are ACR 2. Really? Okay. Wait, what? 25 and I get this? Okay, what can you do? Because you can cast Spiritual Weapon twice a day. Command, okay. Whole person, right. What is the weapon they're using? Oh, packed. Oh, it's just a blade. It's a 1d8, so it's just a long sword. Okay, I mean, it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Meh. 30 plus. The first time your renown score reaches 30, the cult rewards you with one random rare magic item. Oh, fun. 40 plus. You receive the honorary rank of Dragon Soul. You can call in a favor to make specific humanoid creature disappear for 1d10 days. You must know the name of the target creature, but you don't need to know their location. Once you use this reward, you can't do so again until your renown score increases. But it's only for 1d10 days. Make them disappear. 50 plus. You receive the honorary rank of Wearer of Purple. All cultists obey your instruction and openly provide you information. In addition, you can request an audience with the cult's inner circle. Once you use this reward, you can't do so again. There is, like, for those of you who played Baldur's Gate 3, right? If you've played the Dark Urge path, you can actually do something like this. Like, your player character was a Wearer of Purple. They were betrayed. You can actually do a crazy fucking thing with your player characters, where one of them was a Wearer of Purple but was betrayed by whoever took their place, and you now have gaps in your memory, but you keep getting these flashes of dragons and all this kind of stuff in your head. So it could be fun. This could be fun. So kind of cool. All right, Cult of the Dragon characters. The Cult of the Dragon attracts members from all walks of life. Soldiers, spellcasters, and scoundrels all have skills valuable to the cult. Any character might associate with a Cult of the Dragon, even those who aren't evil. Oh, interesting. Desperate times can push a good-natured people to beseech the cult for a favor. Cultists often blackmail innocent people, including cultists' own family members, into doing work for the cult. A character could be aiding the cult unwittingly, even if you, the player, know the truth. Again, they're giving you outs. Right? So member benefits. If you are a member of the Dragon Cult, you receive the following benefits. Tithing. You are expected to donate 100 gold pieces or 10% of your earnings per month, whichever is less, to the leader of your cult's cell. Trinket. Roll on the Cult of the Dragon table. Cult of the Dragon trinkets table to determine what trinket you have from your time with the Cult of the Dragon. So, Cult of the Dragon trinket. So what do we have here? What do we have access to? A Dragon Claw pendant, Ashes of a Dragolich, map of an unknown dragon's lair, black pearl etched with draconic rune, a drop of dragon's blood preserved in amber, a scrap of purple silk. Okay. Cool. Vestments. As part of your initiation, you receive a set of robes and a sinister dragon mask. You choose a color of these vestments: black, blue, green, red, or white. Oh, the triggers are right here. Whoops. I should just look. I should have just looked at this. My bad. Marked by the dragon. The Cult of the Dragon conducts sacrificial rituals to advance its esoteric goals. But not all the cult's sacrificial victims perish in the ordeal. A rare few emerge from the ritual, not just alive, but changed. Such survivors are said to be marked by the dragon. Some call these individuals dragon scarred. Different cells treat dragon scarred differently. Some view them as monstrous and exile them from its cult's territory. Others treat dragon scarred well, elevate him to higher stations in the cult. If your character has undergone a sacrificial ritual yet survived, you can roll on the Dragon's Card Blessings table to randomly determine the physical feature of your character bears from your ordeal. These features are superficial and serve no practical function. Yeah, because like I can't remember which book it was, but they had something called Dragon Marks, which gave you these special abilities. So I guess they're retconning that whole situation. So your Dragon's Card Blessings, you have 8 of them. So you bear a facial scar in the shape of a dragon, boring. You have vestigial dragon horns, vestigial wings, or a vestigial tail. I will go for the horns, please, thank you. Your eyes have slitted pupils and vividly colored irises. Yes. Parts of your skin are covered in patches of reptilian scales. Your blood is icy cold. Meh. Flame crackles at your chest when you exhale bits of ash with every breath. Ooh, that could be fun. You crave and can digest foods your species would normally find inedible, such as whole eggs, raw poultry, dirt, or bones. That could be fun. Your hair stands on end and crackles with static electricity. That's a little too on the nose, so no. Special facility. So members of the Dragon Cult can add the following special facility to their bastions. So Cult of the Dragon Archive, level 13 Bastion Facility. You need to be a member of the Cult of the Dragon. It's quite roomy. It's got 1 hireling. Research. So, a Cult of Dragon archive contains extensive records on specific topics, including dragons. So, research, helpful, lore. When you issue the research order to this facility, you commission the facility's hireling to search the archive for lore. The work takes 7 days. Hireling gains knowledge as if they had cast Legend Lore spell and shares its knowledge with you the next time you speak with them. Okay. Reference books. Your Cult Dragon Archive contains a collection of draconic lore. You have advantage on intelligence with nature or religion checks you make in your bastion when you take a study action to recall lore about dragons, Tiamat, or the Cult of the Dragon. Enlarging the facility. You can enlarge your Cult of the Dragon Archive to vast facility. Right now, I would say roomy to vast by spending 2,000 gold pieces. If you do so, you gain 2 reference books chosen from those listed in the archive entry for Chapter 8 in the Dungeon Master's Guide. Is there a thing here? No, it's just that. Okay. But yeah, this is kind of cool. I have a base of operations. Like again, I'm thinking of it from a player and a DM's perspective, right? Like let's say we go with that whole Dark Urge, got stabbed in the back, lost our memories kind of situation. And nobody knows where you've gone, but everyone is searching for you. But things about you have changed. Like, you can even be a dragon scarred who's become like someone who's like jealous of your dragon scarred feature has betrayed you, right? But you have memories of places like this where you can go and people go, "Yes, master, tell me, master, what information do you need?" Stuff like that, you know? So there is quite a bit of precedent to have fun with this. And it's quite good. The details are decent, man. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty good stuff. But yeah, having a full breakdown of the situation, of the organization, you know, seeing the renown section, seeing the hierarchy, and it's really, really cool. I like this a lot. So I'm going to call this video here. I think we'll do a video for each of the factions. But all in all, very cool, very interesting, and I'm looking forward to reading for the others. Because we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's other organizations, but yeah. So we have 7 more to go. So this is cool. But yeah, this will be our video for the Cult of the Dragon and of course introducing the factions. So thank you guys all so much for watching. And of course, if you have thoughts about this, leave them in the comment section down below. If you like what you see, hit that like button. And if you want to see more stuff like this, of course, hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys all next time. So from me to you guys, till then, peace out.